I just can't fucking believe it. I can't believe what just happened. I mean, it's really possible that this is happening. Brad Tavares out of the fight, and since Brad Tavares is out of the fight, UFC will have to look for a new opponent for Gregory Robocop Rodriguez. And yeah, it kind of sucks, but that's the way it is. They will have to search for the new opponent for Gregory Robocop Rodriguez. Maybe they are going to find someone good, but they need a brawler. They need a warrior. They really hold on. They really need a really big warrior, and the problem is who is gonna fight Robocop on short notice? Who is brave enough? Who is crazy enough to fight Robocop on a short notice? Maybe a local fighter. I don't know. I don't know, man. This is a Brazilian fight card. Man, why there is so much of a bad luck? I got Aljamain Sterling hurting himself, and then we've got this situation with Brett Tavares, which is kind of sticky situation, tricky situation, and it annoys me. It annoys me because there are too many injuries. I assume that fighters are training hard, that they are working hard to secure their families, etc. But when uh, when I see Brett Tavares out of the game, my heart is crushing. Literally, I didn't want this to happen that way, and Brett Tavares, well, it should have been a slam dunk situation for Gregory Rodriguez, as Brett Tavares holds victories against guys who are riding on a negative. I mean, against guys who are the former UFC fighters. Yeah, majority of his opponents, actually all of his opponents that he beat, are former UFC names. So kind of scares the shit out of me, because nobody will want to fight Gregory Rodriguez on the short notice, especially knowing that he had to undergo that plastic surgery, and especially knowing that gruesome injury he suffered in his previous outing. But he didn't surrender, he didn't surrender. He continued marching forward, battering people, and he was able to injure, you know, he was able to win that combat. So I can only say hats off to Gregory Rodriguez, but who is crazy enough to fight this guy on a short notice? Who is going to risk their life to step inside the octagon with one of the most dangerous 185ers, with one of the guys who are going to fight until the last time breath, with one of the guys who will march forward by any means necessary? I mean, Rodriguez can really take a beating, but that beating cost him in the match against Jordan Wright. If you followed the Dana White Contender Series, then you remember very well that it cost him pretty much a lot in that fight. So in that fight, it made a critical difference because Jordan Wright used to be lighter, and many people believe that Gregory Rodriguez is stronger, that he is going to piece him up. And I believe Gregory Rodriguez made a mistake back then. But since that loss, he changed himself. He is a different fighter nowadays. He's defo a different fighter nowadays, and he is really fighting way more differently, way better. He is doing better job inside the octagon right now, and he focuses more on his grappling and his punching. He is not making rookie mistakes anymore. So I don't think this guy is going to. I don't think this guy is going to lose. I just don't think so. Maybe they're gonna pair him with some local guy. I don't know who is crazy enough to accept this pairing. Ah, you know, technically speaking, if Sean Strickland is crazy enough, it would be awesome. But he is fighting this weekend. Imagine Sean Strickland fighting next weekend again. Well, it might happen he scores an early knockout against. If he scores an early knockout against Timo. Yeah, imagine Strickland fighting again. Just imagine Strickland fighting again. Just imagine this fight happening, and just imagine this fight coming up all the way. Would it make sense? Maybe. Just saying, maybe it would make sense. But who is free now? Who is available at the moment? Who would be ready to step inside the octagon with Gregory Rodriguez? I don't know. Maybe Marvin Vettori would fight on short notice, but Gregory Rodriguez is way under him, and that fight doesn't make sense to Marvin Vettori. Let me check the roster. Who could accept this fight? Rankings. Makes no much sense for Whittaker, has the opponent set. Makes no much sense for Cannonier. For Vettori also, for Brunson also. Dolidze is crazy enough to fight anybody, but yeah, the problem is Gregory Rodriguez is not ranked at all. But I know a guy who would certainly fight on a short notice, Chris Curtis. Chris Curtis is always ready to fight on a short notice. Gastelum is injured. Nasruddin Imavo. Andre Muniz is set. But I don't think Andre Muniz would be a guy to fight on a short notice. Dricus Duplessis, no way. No way, Duplessis never fights on a short notice. Chris Curtis would be ready to fight on a short notice. He is always ready. I mean, I would love to see that fight. I would really love to see Chris Curtis versus Robocop. Yeah, Chris Curtis is always ready for that. And I'm actually a big fan of Chris Curtis because he never rejects fights. But it's actually heavy pressure on him. Also, Roman Dolidze. I know that Roman Dolidze is having the opponent set etc. But if they offer a lot of money, maybe it would make sense to him. I don't know. I don't know. But the only guy who would accept to fight anybody anytime in this division is Chris Curtis at the moment. Everybody is now calculating. Everybody is counting, thinking, and possibly recalculating new options. New construction options are opening every single day in the UFC, and that's something that pretty much annoys me. When we have tons of injuries, I hope they're going to be able to find an opponent for Chris Curtis. And when somebody is injured, it kind of hurts, it kind of hurts me. It kind of hurts every single fan of the fastest growing sport in the world. So I'm just telling you, let's hope they're going to find a new opponent for him. And Vlad needs to go now. As I'm busy, I need to work. I just wanted to share this with you. Tonight I'm going to have a longer stream. As soon as I get back from the training session, I'm going to have a longer stream with you, and we are going to discuss some very much hot topics. One of the hot topics is going to be, for example, injury of Aljamain Sterling, which is going to be discussed later. So catch you guys. Need to go now. I have obligations.